extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, more juicy. Coming up. Yeah. Come on, yeah. Come up now. Come on, stop me. Come on. You coming up.
Well, hello, everybody. It's Tuesday already. I don't know. I was thinking today was Wednesday. Like, wait a minute, did we miss the show? No, today is Tuesday. All my days running together. Y'all, welcome to the House of Peach. We are on, we are live. We need y'all to come in. We need you to share this out. We need you to let us know, comment and say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from so we can properly welcome you in. We have come with another show and we didn't advertise it, but I'm guaranteeing you're going to enjoy this on this evening. All right. We want you to get in on the conversation because, Morgan and I get ready to go out on sabbatical for a little bit and we going to, you know how they do with seasons. You have so many seasons and then they stop and they record more and then they come back with a new season. That's what we get ready to do because we've been going strong for a year and a half strong. So now it's time to kick it up a few notches. So y'all say hello to my most beautiful host. Look at her. Ain't she pretty, y'all? Hey,
Listen, I just be a mirror of my sis over there. How you
girl,
doing?
we just doing it up. We doing it up. How has your day been?
This has probably been one of the most busiest days I've had in a really long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like I've worn a lot of different hats. I am in the process of finishing up the application process for to be a Medicaid provider
Mm.
or doula. I was like, it's so much paperwork.
Yeah.
Each MCO is different and requires something different. So I'm just trying to pray about what's going to be the best, fit for me. But
Right.
I'm at least glad that I'm doing this because if nothing else, there is a tier of clients that I can be able to reach where economically it doesn't really have to, make a difference
Yeah.
whether or not you can afford the care, but you can get the, support. So
Right. What I do
yeah,
know is if you're led to do something, there's a reason behind it. And we
yeah,
don't need to discount anything that's brought before us.
absolutely.
Something that we may not want to do if we just be obedient because there are no coincidences. People use that word so loosely. There are no coincidences in life. There is a reason for everything that happens. So you never know what doors are getting ready to open just from this that you were like, I'm really not into doing that. But if this is where I am, you have no idea. See, I talked to some friends of mine today. I just got off the phone with them. They got me so stirred up. I'm like over here, like, I just need to calm down. I can't even, but that's been what I've been seeing lately is
Yeah,
everything that we've been going through and dealing with, there's for a purpose. And if we don't get in our feelings, and don't get to that point to where we are like talking crazy to ourselves and accept that, okay, this is what's going on. What is this lesson? Where is
right.
this going? Where is this taking me? What's getting ready to go down? We will be so much better off. So much better off. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Bishop Pearson. How you doing? So yeah, so I am excited about what's taking place. I have been busy. Not traveling right now, which I don't want to say that too loud before something drop on me to go. I'm kind of enjoying this. I went
Right.
to the beach Saturday by myself, posted up by myself, went and got in the water when I got ready. Now, I don't know how to swim, so I didn't go too far out there because started getting a little anxious, like, okay, this is just enough. Let me go sit down for a little bit. But the relaxation from just hearing the water and being able to be in this place of peace that I'm in, oh, I would not trade it for anything. So y'all need to get you some peace. If you don't have any peace, get you some peace because you can think. I put a post on Facebook, I think a couple days ago, that peace will give you the divine clarity that you need to now see and hear the things that you're supposed to. If you don't have any peace, you constantly in turmoil when stuff is presented to you that's for you, you're not going to recognize it. You're not.
Right.
So,
And you're going to be too frazzled to know what to do with it as well.
absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
hey, Jeff and Jay.
We are so happy that y'all decided to join us. Y'all see our topic, taking on unnecessary projects. And I know y'all probably wonder, well, where are they going to go with this? We're going to show you in just a little bit. We just want to talk to you a little bit. If you have not shared this out, you need to do so. If you have not subscribed to the House of Peach, there's a QR code on your screen. I don't know if it's on the left. It's on my left. I don't know if it's on your left or right, but wherever it is, put your phone up there and scan it and subscribe, because when we come back, we're going to have some more things that we've been discussing and still fine tuning it, still working through some areas, but it's going to be great. There's a purpose. There's a purpose for House of Peach, a greater purpose, and we're going to do our part in that. We have to. It's not only going to help House of Peach, but it's, I believe, honestly, I believe it's going to help us in different areas of our lives. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm the hype one today. I'm the one that's lit today.
Yeah,
So,
it's definitely. I'm definitely in a, like you said, in a. I am in a state of peace, but
mhm.
in a state of slowdown,
Yeah.
because right now I have a lot going on.
Hmm.
So I have to find, where my levels are, so
Yeah.
that I don't end up getting burnt out. But I am super excited about today's topic.
Yeah.
Um, because I feel like in so many ways, in so many areas of our lives, we take on unnecessary stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Um, and not to get too churchy, because it's not, but this is actually kind of funny. One of my favorite sermons from this minister, who happens to also be family. She starts off with, that scripture that, God will not give you more, or this, or how people say God is not going to give you more than you can bear,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And she was like, but we always walking around, and when God gives us something, then we, oh gosh, this is so heavy, and I got this, and I got this, and I got this. And she was like, but were you told to carry those things?
Right.
But
Right.
sometimes we are carrying unnecessary baggage. We are taking on unnecessary projects,
Hmm.
so that when it comes time for us to receive the things that we're supposed to have, we're supposed to do, to be in the positions we're supposed to be working in, we can't, because we got hands full of
Hmm.
stuff.
That
that,
don't belong to us.
exactly. And
Yeah.
it's so funny. So, so I happen to be scrolling, and we scroll all the time, whether it's to find content for conversation,
Hmm.
whether it's to encourage or inspire each other, sometimes even to educate each other. But
Yeah.
we were scrolling and found this clip, and it definitely was thought provoking. So,
It was. It's a little funny, but it
so we were like,
definitely.
hey, let's do this.
I know when you sent it to me, I was like, oh, we need to talk about this one. We need to talk about that, because I am 100% guilty of what he's saying in this clip. We got to show this clip. We have to. We have to show the clip. Come on, can you show the clip? We need to let the people see it.
To be better and just go get you a better man. Like, baby, we do not work at Build-A-Bay. We do not work at Boys R Us. You carry yourself like a queen, well, go and get you a king, okay?
Now, let me go ahead and preface this. This is not, we are not getting ready to do any male bashing. This works for males and females because there are some males that get built, they're trying to build a babe. And they're kings. They need to go get them a queen. Okay, I'm not gonna say who they have, but they don't have the queen. So we're taking on projects. I've taken on a couple projects, Mo. I'm gonna be real about it. I have, and it was not good. So we are now putting more on us. So if the scripture says God won't put more on, or if it does say that, I don't even remember if they won't put more on you than you can carry, then we end up putting stuff on ourselves, and then we're thinking, well, God, why'd you? And he said, I didn't do that. Don't call my name. You picked that up. I didn't tell you to pick that up. I didn't tell you to get with that. I didn't tell you to get with them. You did that.
Yep.
I
Absolutely.
remember doing that in one of my relationships. I thought that I heard God, but we mixed things up. I felt like, okay, he might be, but at the same time, I didn't even look at how his life was. Can you please take a look at his life? What is it that he can offer you? Can he do the things for you that he's supposed to do? Well, no, but maybe I can help him. See, that's your problem. You're not supposed we're not doing that. So now we have these unnecessary baggage, this unnecessary stuff on us that we're not supposed to have.
Yeah. The comment section, I the comment section is like,
Always lit.
okay, that's where the tea is. And so of course, there's over here, and here's me over here messing with the court jester instead of the king.
Yeah,
Date a partner, not a project.
Mm-hmm.
Build the Bay had terrible benefits and no days off. I quit.
And then too, and this works not only in relationships, but it works in business as well. You connect with people, you want to go into business, and you like, come on, I said, come on, Mo, you and I go into business together. And I know good and well you might not be strong enough nor have the drive like I do. So now I gotta constantly drag you along. Come on, Mo, we gotta do this. Come on, let's do that. And then the business is suffering. I'm worn down and I just want to close shop. I don't want to do this business no more because now I've taken on a project. My project and focus is supposed to be that business. Now I got to focus on pulling you, and now I got to build me up because I'm stripped of everything that I have. How many of us, both men and women, have been in relationships where we left out, just stripped, like literally had to rebuild ourselves? Because we took on projects and them suckers going off, they doing great. You taking care of them, you provided, you've encouraged and uplifted, and what did you get? Nothing. So you looking like a fat grape, and I'm over here looking like a dried up prune. Really? Is that what we doing? All because I took on
Yeah.
a necessary project and didn't recognize that this was not where you don't need to sign your name on that line. Just don't sign your name on that line. Just keep it moving.
Yeah. Listen, I agree. And I think it's all about intentionality. Now, the funny thing is, of course, because I love to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
There was somebody who literally said exactly what I was thinking. Unpopular opinion. But I think this message can be misleading and feed into the culture of disposable dating instead of appreciating the hard work it takes to build and maintain relationships. Instead of looking for qualities of perfection and immediate satisfaction, look for a man who has qualities to grow into the partner you need them to be. Emotional maturity, emotional intelligence, integrity, respect.
But at what cost? At what cost do you want to? Now, okay, this is probably a good example. So I was in conversation with this guy, and we got to talking about, what I'm looking for, what I want, all of this. And I said, listen, I need somebody who has a strong relationship with God for themselves. Because I know who I am and where I'm going and all of this and things that I do in my life. They don't have to be on my level, but they have to have a relationship for themselves. Do you know this man told me I had too many stipulations? I said, and you, sir, are not the one I'm going to be connected to. Because what is wrong with me desiring someone who has a certain level of something? I'm not one of these over the top people. Clearly, I'm not. I'm not over the top. Like, you got to be making six figures and you have to drive this and you have to live like that, because those are the main ones that are horrible people. They're horrible. Okay? A lot of
Yeah.
them are good, but there's a lot of them that's horrible. And I'm looking at that and focusing on that. And so I'm messing myself up. Now, if you are hard working, what is it? They call them blue collar, right? Is that what it is? Blue collar.
Mhm.
Hard working blue collar, you good with your money, you take care of home, you all of this kind of stuff. You have a relationship with God. It may not be strong. You getting there, you working on it. Okay, yeah, I can work with that because you got good ethics. You have your intentions are good. But if I see you like some of these folks I've been seeing, really? No, no, no. Because
Yeah.
I can tell that no. And I know looks can be deceiving, they can be, but
See, so here's the thing. My cousin told me when was it when I got married? I don't remember when he told me. Either way, he told me within the last 8 to 10 years. He goes, don't ever be in a relationship with someone based upon potential,
mm,
because there is zero guarantee that that person will ever reach or strive for that.
that is true.
So, if you cannot accept a person for where they are right
Mhm.
then and there, then don't do it. Don't
That's
do
putting
it.
the cart before the horse.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
I don't think I'm someone who searches or strives for perfection, but I
Mhm.
am someone who strives for being the best version of myself I can possibly be. And I
Mhm.
want to be linked to a person that has that same mentality, not
Right.
someone that is comfortable with who they are, where they are, and
Mhm.
can kind of just, like you were saying, float by, that you feel like you just have to drag them.
Yeah.
I definitely was in a relationship where that was one of the biggest conversations. And it was like, I feel like I want more for you than you want for yourself.
Mhm.
And in therapy, my therapist is telling me, like, when you get to that place, you can literally become controlling. And
Mm.
that's not something that, is the intent. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But that's your caring or your love or how you're feeling, all of those things, that becomes completely boundaryless. And now you've encroached on someone's right
Yeah.
to be comfortable
Right.
or not.
Right. Yeah, that potential. You say you never the potential. I don't want to focus on the end result of where I think you can go, where I can see you going there, and then we focus so much on the end that we don't see what's right in front of us. And then we act when we take these big leaps and steps and bounds, then we act like we blindsided. No, you were too busy looking 10 years down the road instead of looking at what was right there, thinking, okay, but he can be this, or she can be this, or they can be this. No, no. Where are they right now? This is what I need to focus on right now. So I need to make sure I got my antennas up and listening to what you're saying and also watching your actions,
Yeah.
because you can say all the beautiful stuff that I want you to hear. but your actions don't line up with it. So
Exactly.
then here I am still messing
You
myself.
know, you know what also I think differentiates someone that you can build with versus someone that you have to build if
Yes.
they're teachable.
Yeah.
If a person is teachable, that's someone that you can build with
Yeah.
because that's someone who can acknowledge their strengths and their weaknesses. They are self-aware, as
Yeah.
they were talking about. This is why, yeah, most of the time, none of us, and remember, I actually sent you another clip, but we should have patched that one in too, where it was just like, so many of us confuse or don't pay attention to some real stuff. We are so into do I like someone that you haven't figured out anything that really matters. So now by the time little Johnny Jr. comes around, or now by the time you done spent 7, 10, 15 years and you trying to figure out why you still don't have a ring on your finger, whatever the case may be. And it's just like the writing's been on the wall this entire time.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. We have to pay attention and realize we're not, but I like what you said about person recognizing and wanting more. They may not be exactly where they can be, but you see the drive, you see the desire, the determination,
Yeah, they're going out to go get more information. They're not just sitting here going, oh, I wish I could do this.
Right.
No, they're doing the necessary steps so that they can actually make that happen.
Absolutely.
Are you a doer or are you a talker? Because that's another criteria.
I'm tired of listening to all the talking. You can talk a good game. Like this say, I had someone ask me, like, what am I looking for? I said, why don't we just take this day by day? Because if I tell you what I'm looking for, then you're going to do that to make me think that you got it and this is who you are, when that's really not. I don't have time for that. How about we just do one day at a time?
I actually have read that you don't tell someone what you want, per se, not to say that we want people to be mind readers, but in the beginning stages of things and conversations, so that, like you said, you're not manipulated or become prey. It's like you just gave somebody the cheat codes type of thing. Like you just divulge the things that you don't want. Because here's the thing. If you can not be all of the things I don't want, then then if nothing else, we have a fighting chance.
We have
anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you encompass any of the things that I don't want, then at least that's an easier way to weed out a situation. Right. I know in business, it has been like, this has been one of the hardest things for me because I guess also in life, I like people, I like to share. I am a huge giver, and takers sniff givers a mile away. And givers come in all different shapes and sizes and in the way in which we give and, do for others. And I am that person who sees potential. I love meeting new people. I love having conversations. And I tell people all the time now, the first thing I will ever probably suggest to someone when I meet them, especially if there's a lot that's going on and again, I see potential, I'm like, so how are we making you into a business? You are a whole brand. I was at my girlfriend's house just yesterday and I'm like, listen, if you ever stop working this corporate gig, girl, I'm telling you, your whole life is a brand. Okay. I can't wait to move just so that she can literally just do my house. I'm not, yeah. She's got an eye for things. The organization, she finds the most unique pieces that do the craziest things. It was a really nice armoire in the middle of her living room, but it was a shoe container. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want one of those. She's got the good goods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's me. I naturally like to pour into people. I like to see people win. I like to speak into people. People be like, really, you see that in me? And I guess, it's nice to be seen by someone when you don't see yourself or you have that imposter syndrome type of deal. You know what I mean? But again, the question is, even with all that you see, does that person even know what to do with it?
Right.
I know I'm just getting to a place where I'm really seeing what I like, what I have to offer, what I'm bringing to the table. And I understand how, without this realization, how I fumbled some stuff.
As we
I
all.
had no idea really what I had. Now I know what I'm working with. It's like, oh, yo, now it's on and popping. But
Like, I don't have time to waste on unnecessary things because I'm on a mission.
my saliva is too expensive.
Yeah. Shout out to Gigi.
Yes, Gigi.
Right. I have a goal. I have somewhere that I'm going, and taking on unnecessary projects that are not going to serve me or help me get there. It's only going to be a stumbling block and a hindrance. Even in my business, like, I can't connect with people who don't have the mind to want to grow. Like, if you don't have the mind to want more for you and to grow, you just can't sit around in the family room talking about, like you said, what you would do and what you wish you could do. You can do that. But if you don't see that for yourself, why am I going to try to drag you along? Look, my wagon going uphill and you sitting in it, and now I'm struggling trying to pull my little wagon up because I got.
Well, sometimes it's not even a pull along. Sometimes that person really is just like heels stuck in the mud, like, no, this is where I am.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem. If you feel like there's a problem, then maybe you are the problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there are some people who just really aren't committed to grow. There are some people who are really just honestly scared to become uncomfortable for the moment. And it's crazy because, you know what, you would think that being uncomfortable with a partner, whether that's business and or life, would make it a little bit more palatable. But for some, it doesn't become that. It then turns into a competition, or it ends up becoming, everything that it's not.
Right. You definitely have
To
to
be honest.
weigh those things, but people have to know who they are and where they are in order to let every movement, everything that they do is calculated and it's for a purpose. So I tell people in surgery, surgeons don't just haphazardly do steps just because that lengthens time of surgery. We want everything to be calculated. It's for a purpose. And when we realize and recognize we have somewhere that we're going, desires that we have, then we'll stop wasting our time with unnecessary stuff. We'll stop going down in that back alley when it's a dead end. Like, leave the back alley alone. When this lit road with lights all just showing you the way is right there. Like, how difficult is that? But if we don't, like you said, if you don't know who you are, you don't know what you possess, you don't know what you desire, then you're gonna end up in there with unnecessary things on your plate. So Jackie said she's found herself plenty of times giving her all to a man and being left depleted. And I know there are many men that gave their all to a woman and they left depleted. I just like to have a conversation with one of these men because I want to know, bro, what is going on? What happened? Because the society focuses so much on what the man does to the woman, but there are a lot of men out here that have trying to build a bae, build a wife, build somebody that they want, and they don't want anything more. Like, you can't see they're content where they are. Like, they don't want anything. They're users, they're takers.
Yeah.
And wasting your time with that. And you have to retreat, and you got to work on you and
And it
build.
makes it hard for us who want to be in a relationship with a good person to
Right.
now have to do the recon, because a lot of people don't do the healing that's necessary in order to go back into a relationship and not be bringing that old stuff.
Right.
So now it's like I gotta suffer for what this other person did, or people are jaded and it's just like there's no good women out here, there's no good men out here, and
That is not the case. Not the case. A lot of them have been hurt. They've been beat down, but they're there. They are. And I believe that. I will leave that. I'm not going to add my little extra sentence in. I was going to say, I'm going to leave that alone. Hey, Donnell, we didn't say hello to you.
hey.
And Hood TMZ podcast. Okay. Hello on YouTube. And hey, Jeff, how are you? So yeah, this is, if any of you want to come on here and give us your insight, like, we don't mind. We would like for you to come on, because we can go back and forth and give you what we got. But it's always good. I would love to have a couple of men come on and give me their perspective from that clip and from what we've been discussing.
Look, let me see if I could tag some folks.
Tag some people, tag some folks. Because we want to see it from the other side, because we're women and we talking from the women perspective, but we always want to hear it from the male's perspective as well. All right. Because we don't want folks out here wasting valuable time of their life. Because one thing that I have noticed, if anybody watches the news at any given time, people are dying left and right. Some of them dying before they have come into their purpose or fulfill what they wanted to in life. And we don't want to waste any more time. Like, my time is precious. I don't have time to wait. You will get deleted and blocked in a heartbeat. Like, oh no, don't, no. And I think I've had enough experience now that I can see a little clearer to where I don't walk down that road again. I just don't have the bandwidth for it. I don't. I know what I want, but I don't have the bandwidth for the foolishness. Like, okay, you coming out the gate like that? Okay, no thanks. I'm cool. We need to be able to see that. Who you tagging? Are they coming? They coming?
We'll see. Hopefully they are on. I know these are working men.
Now, what about the comment he said? This is not Bill DeBay.
Yes, we do not work for Boys R Us.
Boys are us, girls are us. Like, you not going. Yeah, maybe the toy store, because these are toys that you playing with, because they're not real. But we're not building. We're going to build together. Now, you did say that. Let us build together. I'm all for that. If we sit down to the table and we've been, together for a minute, and we want to take this to the next level, and I've already seen how you are and you've seen how I am, like, okay, let's do this. We like-minded. We got goals and dreams that we're going to work together at. It is not you going ahead of me. We just let's do this together.
Yeah.
I'm all
and being able to hold each other accountable. Because here's the thing, like, I don't think a lot of people really understand what marriage is.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a partner for you to literally get your ish together. Because no one has their stuff together. If you are married or in a relationship with somebody who thinks that they got their stuff together, run in the opposite direction right now. Because there is absolutely no one on this earth that has their stuff together. Not even Mother Teresa.
Right.
When she was here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we have to be honest with ourselves and where we are.
And I mean, that's hard to do. It really is hard. I remember the first time, excuse me, I sat down with my marriage counselor, and the first thing that he said was, wow, there's a lot of ego in this room. If that isn't a punch to the gut for someone who's egotistical,
Mm-hmm.
But once you become aware of these things, once someone can say some things, and here's the thing, there is a way to tell somebody about themselves that they can receive.
Yeah.
There are some people who are just defensive. So it doesn't matter how you say it. You can use flowery speech. You can be extra passive aggressive. You can be extremely blunt and straightforward. It won't matter. That person is not going to hear you for nothing that you say.
Right.
But there is a way of being able to say that. And yeah, that was a huge blow to the gut. But then it wasn't just that it was like, yo, there's a whole lot of ego in this room. But now it was like, yo, let me give you some tips on how to check it.
Yeah.
Where it's appropriate, where it's not. You know what I mean? Understanding how the communication goes, this way, that way, whatever the case may be. Like it's self-awareness is like some next level stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time that also comes with that quest for wanting to be healed, that quest for being like, you know what? Even I'm sick of my own self.
Like, I'm tired of all this.
Exactly. Like, how many times did I ask Jesus to take the wheel this week? Like, he's probably over here like, my child's a mess.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like,
but you need that. You need that real moment. I've had those moments where, you know what? Yeah, I'm like that. My cousin, I was telling her, what had happened and talking about how some of my family members had really I didn't want to talk to them because I didn't want to hear what they had to say, all the stuff. And she said, but April, don't they have a right to feel like they feel and think like they think? And I was like, yeah, you're right. Now that didn't feel good because we always want people to be on our side, but it was the truth. So then I had to just change my whole way of even thinking about that or dealing with it because people are entitled to that. It's how we handle it is the key. So even with these projects, whatever we're doing, we have to understand that people are where they are. They think the way that they think. Everybody is not going to think like you. Everybody is not going to have the drive you have. Everybody's not going to be a go-getter like you. Everybody's not going to wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to crush these goals today. I got this to-do list, and these are the things that I'm going to do. Everybody doesn't have that. And then we have to make the determination. Are we going to be connected to those people that just don't have the drive? Like, no, I can't have you bringing me down. I can't because I have too much that I want to do. I spent too many years just sitting and waiting and just barely doing stuff. Now I'm going to take you on and just that's going to taint everything that I'm doing. That's going to muddy the water for where I'm trying to go. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I can't. So when we take that step of accountability and responsibility for ourselves and our actions and who we are, that'll take us so much further. See, I'm about the mindset. Like I'm trying to figure out now I'm doing some self-reflection.
Right. Okay.
What is wrong with me that I attract who I attract? So now let me just shut this down because apparently I'm giving off some kind of vibe that's bringing these type to me. I don't.
No, you're attracting what you need to work on.
Okay, come on, prophet. Tell me. Morgan's a prophet, y'all. Y'all didn't know that. I'm gonna tell. She's a she's a prophet that don't want to claim that. Come on, prophet. Tell me. Help me. Tell me in front of all our viewers. I'm a big girl. I can take it.
No, I mean, listen, I think it's the same thing for all of us. We attract the things, or put it this way, when we look at certain people and we be like, oh my gosh, I can't stand that person. Like, and it'll be certain things that the person does. A lot of the times, if you really took a hard look, it's because that's the very thing that aggravates you about yourself. Sometimes we go through like the lesson that we have to learn. Like for me, I know it's a self-esteem thing, it's a self-worth thing, it's an abandonment thing, and not feeling like I need validation. So until I get to a place where I am comfortable in who I am, what I bring to the table, who my source is, and I'm not seeking from anything else, trust me, there are going to be so many different things that are going to come in different forms.
Yeah.
And all of those are tests to be like, did you get it? And it's really annoying. But my aunt, I tell you all the time, she's like, you got to get the lesson so you can get the blessing. And guess what? The way that life is real funny, you're not going to get to the next level until you master this one.
That's right. And I don't like repeating tests.
Exactly. I don't either. But at the same time, for me, I'm like, if I get myself out of that mindset of I don't like repeating and wanting to be a perfectionist or not make a mistake, but be more now intentional instead of being fearful in the I don't want to make a mistake, I don't want to be making a mistake, but actually pay attention to what it is that I'm doing so that I'm not making the mistake, then I'm least likely to be doing the very thing that I fear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like you manifest that in and of itself. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, I'm scared that I'm going to drown. And then you jump in. Then what the heck do you think is going to happen? You're going to drown.
Yep. Yeah, because that stuff, that's real thing. It really does happen. I've had patients that come in that say they don't want to die. And I had one lady, she didn't die on my table, but she died 2 days later. The one guy, he comes in and he said, tell my daughter that I love her. And it was like, say what now? Gone on the table. Wasn't my patient, was a friend of mine's patient. But that stuff is real. You manifest what you think about. You can will that stuff into happening.
Right.
You gotta change. I've been so intentional these past 30 days of what I'm thinking, what I'm speaking. And if I'm talking to someone and they not talking to, if you talking, no, let me get off here because I don't need that.
But also know that there is an opposing side to this manifestation, because as much positivity, like for instance, you can be over here, I want a man who's God-fearing, and I want a man who's loving, and I want a man who can financially be able to hold things down, and you're putting all of these things out there, right? You don't think that all of those things are going to come wrapped up in a pretty bow with what your problem is on the inside?
I'm right on the inside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because now it's going to be like, so how intentional are you still about making sure that you're not going down this path? Like, did you really learn this lesson?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well,
Again, like that's why it keeps, I keep trying to figure out, like, why do people keep knocking on my door business wise? Why? Because Morgan, you have to learn, and this is not necessarily people, but like those like animal lovers that like, you see them online and they're like, yes, so this is my 12th rescue dog or kitty because I just absolutely love them, and they can't help but making sure that all of the animals that are stray are picked up on the side of the road and none of them are left abandoned. I understand, but guess what? You bring it home fleas, you bring it home bacterias, you bring it home traumas, you bring it home all of these other things. And then when you lay your head down at night, you gotta be hoping and praying.
And they tearing your house up in the middle of the night.
And let me tell you, that cat that I took one time from the alley, that's exactly what that cat was doing. Like, had no blinds, was mad because the security deposit, like, don't take the strays home. Admire them from afar. Oh, cute little kitty. Don't even put that bowl out there so that kitty they can come back and be fed at this site. And that you're going to take that responsibility. Again, see, unnecessary projects.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you got to check yourself in it and make sure that what you're looking at really is what it is.
Right. Please don't turn a blind eye to what you see.
No. And
Like,
that's like what that other guy was saying about like people just really get wrapped up in the like. They don't get wrapped up in all of the other stuff.
mhm.
There's a lot of pretty packaging that comes along with people. People love to make a facade. The pastor I grew up with said that it takes 7 years for a person to be honestly themselves.
Mm. Well, I've been working on being myself from the gate. This is who I am.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I cannot play those games. I can't keep that.
Kel Mitchell.
up.
Do you remember that movie? What was it? So it was a superhero movie, and Kel Mitchell was in it, and he was an invisible man, and he was like trying to become invisible, and he was just like, "I'm invisible. Can you see me?" He was like, "Yes. And if you want to fight crime, you should probably put some clothes on." So he's like standing there, like just completely naked and vulnerable. Like that's me at this point in time. Like, listen, here's what you get. You know what I mean? Broken, but putting pieces back together. But here are all of the other beautiful parts of these pieces. Like, you know what I mean? Like, take a look at what this is. If this is something you want to put together, great. If you can see the big picture and what we're doing, great. If you can't, that's totally fine. Because guess what? I'm not taking that personally anymore either. Because a lot of the time, those of us who are in the position that take on the building, we not only do you end up being drained, but then you take it personally.
Yeah.
When it doesn't work out, when all the work you've done, now somebody else gets to benefit from.
Have mercy. Yeah.
You could have been put, and then you over here sitting mad like, dang, I could have put all that time, all that money, all them whatever into the next thing or ourselves. Because that's what a lot of us are doing too. We're running from doing what we need to do for ourselves, and we're giving everybody else everything that we should be giving us.
Yeah, that's
So
why
learn how to give from that overflow is like a whoo.
Yeah, that's why I'm so grateful for the season that I'm in now, because I'm doing the stuff for April that I had not done in a while. Like really doing personal development. You know, one thing that I love to do is read, and I would read all the time, and then life started lifing and I got busy and everything, and so the reading kind of dwindled. But now I'm taking the time to, like, I just keep buying stuff on Kindle, and every day I have that. Every day I take the time to do work on me, because I want to make sure that I work out all the kinks, because I want to be able to move forward. I want to be able to grow. I want to be able to recognize whatever's left that I need to deal with. I'm in myself. Oh yeah, I want to do that. I definitely want to.
Right. Hey, Dre's in here. And a couple of other people now I see. So
Yeah.
I was like, listen, can we run this clip back? So the question is, like I said, we want to know from the male perspective, this Build-A-Bay thing.
Yes.
What, like, yeah, what gets men into that Build-A-Bay space? What gets y'all tied up in all of that and then out of that?
Yeah. We're gonna play the clip again.
Yeah.
To be better and just go get you a better man. Like, baby, we do not work at Build-A-Bay. We do not work at Boys R Us. You carry yourself like a queen, well, go and get you a king, okay?
It's funny every time I hear it.
I actually went and like stalked his page a bit, and like that okay is like his signature thing. He's got some really, really funny and thought-provoking things in there. But I was like, the thing that really stuck out to me though was just like begging. Like, stop begging that man to be a better person. Stop begging that woman to be a better person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, sometimes you guys just accept it for what it is. So I was like, so Dre, yeah, I was like, throw us in. I was like, if you want me to send you the link so you can just pop in, let me know.
if he came on camera with us instead of hiding behind Facebook over there.
No, I just tagged him on Facebook. That's all. It wasn't like I sent any messages or nothing. So
Oh,
ain't
okay.
nobody hiding. Yeah.
Well, Jay, we need you to get this link. I need you to come on here. John Michael Massey, you want to come on here?
Yeah, there you
He
go.
just commented talking about what? I want to. You want to come on here? So, you were talking about begging people to do things and be different or whatever. I remember I was with someone and we never really spent quality time together. And that's one of my love languages is quality time. So, and I believe in sharing how you feel about something, not in a way that's going to be like, you don't do this and you don't do that. But this is what I like. I would like for us to spend more time together. But they never seemed to have the time, or they gave me the time that they wanted to give me, and I was supposed to be okay with that. Like, really, this what we doing? So then I stopped. I said, you know what? I'm not getting ready to do all of that.
It's not all the time, Michael.
Wait,
Get
wait.
out of here with that. Look, Michael, you want to get up on here? Look, we'll send you the link too, buddy.
Oh my God.
I would love to hear what you got to say.
Wait a minute. That means that all the time? Really? Can we just
So look, so if quality time means sex, Michael, then what does physical touch mean?
right?
What
No,
is
my
quality time?
quality time is not shopping. No, sir.
Yeah, that ain't
Yeah,
me.
no. There may be some women, but I know it's not me.
Yeah,
More
my
than-
quality time is
Mhm.
like I like to travel. Because I like to learn to cook new things with a partner. That's something that I like to do. Because like if it's stuff that I already know how to do, I just kind of just don't be like in the in the teaching or like I gotta do better
Yeah.
with partner participation things. Like I do a lot of things by myself.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? I'm used to that. So to
Mhm.
incorporate someone else into things, that's something like, see, again, you got to be aware. You got to know your strengths and weaknesses. I know where they
You
are.
have patience for that. Yeah, just let you just watch it. Just let me do it. See,
Yeah.
that's where you got to work on that, because what if he wants to say, well, you know what? I'd like to, you just tell me what I need to do. Then that means you got to slow it on down and now
exactly.
open up your world to him. Because
But see, I actually like to do those kind of things because to me, that's a challenge. I get bored very easily.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for me, I'd be like, okay, like, let me see if I could teach you how to make bread with my eyes closed. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but you can't look at it like that. Now you're focusing on the challenge as opposed to
no, but it's still fun. No, but for me, it's a challenge in the sense of this is not something that I do well.
Mhm.
So it's sharpening a skill of, again, not being controlling and allowing people to do things the way that they do it. Like, I believe that there's multiple ways of skinning a cat, but I do believe that you can skin a cat the wrong way and kill it. Like, so if I see you about to kill the cat, I'm gonna say something. But if you prefer to start at the head and end at the tail, and I prefer to start at the tail and end at the head, who am I to be a stickler? Like,
oh, listen at all those saboteurs. It's controller and stickler.
yes.
Hypervigilant. Like they're coming up in the conversation. No.
See, exactly.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Hey, Abundance, how you doing? See,
Yes.
I'm just being real, Abundance. I'm just being real.
That's Morgan. That is Morgan. Oh my goodness. Why do we do the things that we do? Why? I just want to I just want to get to that place, and I know I'm working on me even more, but I just want to get to the place where I leave from an encounter, whether it's a conversation or going out somewhere, something like, wow, two authentic people being themselves, and we we hit it off. There's no hidden agendas. We're just being. Just be who you are. Like, I'm not trying to look at you like, oh, and I can do this with him, and I can do that with him, and then I can do that. No, I don't. I'm
Yeah,
not.
exactly. Just accepting a person genuinely for who they are, because honestly, it's not about their potential. Where they are and who they are is acceptable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We all
But
have.
again, and I was like, and those people too will also just be like, yeah, okay, this is good, but I've always got some work to do. That I don't know. I like to always hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But we have to be, like you said earlier, we got to be confident in who we are. We have to know who we are, know our strengths and weaknesses, work on those things that we need to.
Yeah,
Because while people are out there like, "Oh, I want this, I want that, I don't want the other." But what about you? Are you even ready to receive the stuff that you claim that you want?
exactly. Do
Are
you
you
know
ready
what
for
it means to be a husband? Do you know what it means to be a wife? Do
Yeah.
you know, like, what does that really entail?
And
Like,
I've
not
seen
on some 1950s, let's throw some,
right.
crazy gender stereotypical crap in there. Like, no, because
Yeah.
every single relationship looks different. Everybody does things differently. What works for one person doesn't work for the other. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? It
Absolutely.
So as you've got to find your own mojo, but in order to find that, again, you've got to come to a place where you're vulnerable, where you're honest, where you're putting
Mhm.
all this stuff on the table. And here's the thing: when two people get into a relationship, everybody's coming to the table with baggage.
Mhm.
And if you're intentional about who you are coming to the table with,
Mhm.
because both of y'all are standing there with fold out tables, right?
Yeah.
So ain't nobody talking about what you bringing to the table.
Yeah.
No, we done both brought tables and bags.
Right. Here we are. This is what I got. What do we
Exactly.
do with
So
that?
now we're opening up these bags
Yeah.
and we are sorting through them. And we should be able to take the good from your bag, the good from my bag, the crap from both of our bags. Let's pack that into one of them and chuck that bag and
Mhm.
keep the other bag and fill it with all of the things that we plan on bringing with us to the next place. That's how you get to move.
Right. Right. It's that
And that's
honesty
it's
and
when I
that
tell you it's
transparency.
possible, and it's possible when it comes to the right person. So
Mhm.
you have to do the work on yourself so that you know yourself, so that when the right person comes along and speaks to your insecurities, that speaks to the problem areas that you need to work on. When somebody says to you, April, you need to be able to let your yays be yays and your nays be nays.
Mhm.
April, you need to be able to do X, Y, and Z. You're not going to be on some, well, who the heck does he think he's talking to?
Yeah. Right.
But it's going to be like, you know what? You're absolutely
Yeah,
right. And
absolutely.
that,
Mhm.
men, is what submission looks like. Being
Yeah.
able to speak life and growth in love to a woman without belittling her, making her feel any type of way, without making her feel inadequate or whatnot. If you can't do that,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
get some
Because that's
emotional
gonna
voices,
make
my
the
friends.
that's gonna make the difference between me following you and walking with you than me sitting down and propping my feet up and just watching you.
Exactly. And then want to talk about, well, I'm a leader and why ain't you submitting? Submit to what? Because
Right.
again, we remember when we had that whole conversation, submission goes both ways.
Yes, it
Because
does.
at the end of the day, ain't nobody on top of nobody else.
Yeah.
No one's running this show. These are definitely single people problems. Couples be looking forward to intimacy after handling responsibilities and problems together. See, look, Michael. All right. Well, look. When we come back from our break, Michael,
Hmm.
we would love to have you as a guest up here. Just
Absolutely.
fool some folk, okay?
Oh
Or
yeah.
what a couple people do. So some of these single people can get rid of some of these single people problems, okay? And some of these married people that act like single people can get rid of these single people problems.
Oh
Because
my
that's
God.
a real thing too.
Yes, you. Hey, don't go down that hole. Don't go down that rabbit hole because they are. Whoa, whoa. Like, excuse me. What? I
Yeah.
can't wait. Like, get out my
Yeah.
face. Get out my DMs. Leave me alone. What is your problem?
And that's really funny that you say that, because there there is a funny lady that I follow on Facebook. And she is constantly telling on these married men for being in her DMs and not necessarily tagging anybody, but she is like, yo, y'all, check your husbands, check the messengers. I'ma just let you know I left them on red, but they in the
Oh,
inbox again.
oh
Like,
my God.
makes you want to like really it's funny because seeing one of those posts one time actually had me go and try to start watching the Ashley Madison documentary. And the crazy thing is that that site was not initially intended for what it was. It
Mm,
was just a regular dating site that happened to then end up 60% of the people were married on it.
mm.
So all I know is my wife knows how to make me happy.
And
Well, here's
that's
the question.
what
So,
it's
Michael,
all
she
about.
knows how to make you happy. What are you doing to make her happy? Look, we need Mrs. Michael.
Michael,
That's it.
you have Matt Morgan.
Listen, I want to hear that because here's the thing. They always say that you can tell what the type of a man by how happy his wife is. But
Mm,
this sounds like a man who is hell bent on making sure. So I'm busting chops here, but this sounds like a man who really does also care about the other side. So for
mm.
him to be able to boast and say, "My wife knows how to make me happy," she better be in the background like, "Yeah, I sure do, because you do this for me, boo." Like, you know, and like he said, it sounds like some single people problems because
Yeah.
you handle what you need to handle, and then it's like, okay, we feel accomplished. The dishes are done. The kids in bed. We done put into the vacation fund. We good. Live
Mm.
through our problems good.
Oh, I love that. He says we
Works
live
for
through
me.
our problems.
I
That's
love
the
that.
word. That's the vows I took. Works for me. All right. It works for us. That's what you should say. It works for us. Because she's in that as well. So if it
Yes,
works, that's good. I'm sure you have some insight to share to us single. Well, you're not single, but me, single people on some things. I'm not above. Yeah, I've been married before, but there are some things that I yet and still need to know, yet and still need to learn. So I'm good.
exactly. I feel like we can all learn. And again, then obviously this is what sets you apart from being a Build-A-Bay
Yeah,
is that you're
absolutely.
teachable. And the things
I
that
am
you know that
teachable
you
and
don't know,
coachable.
you go get. Exactly. And then the
Yeah.
things that come up when you realize, because there's a lot of things that, like, until we get to that level, we don't
Yeah.
even know that we don't have those tools.
Hmm.
But if you can die to the ego so that you can be able to go ask and get that help, that's what's going to
Yeah.
make all the difference in the world. And that's
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 right.
when you can live out through your problems better or for worse, because it's like, you know
Mhm.
what? This is a team effort.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't
Everybody's
do
coming to the table with different strengths and weaknesses and things in their wheelhouse. So he says, so what is a Build-A-Bay? A build Those are the construction projects. Those are
Yeah.
the ones that look good on the outside, but cause you to have to do more work than not. These are the ones that, like we were saying, feet stuck in the mud, committed to mediocrity, pretty much.
Hmm.
There ain't nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with you. You know, those ones who never want to take accountability for what their issue is. It's
Yeah.
easier for them to point. Narcissists are definitely Build-A-Bays a lot of time
Hmm. Yeah,
because
absolutely.
they have this nice shiny exterior on the outside and they give you this beautiful, you know, aura when you first meet them. And then when you really get to know them, it's like, oh man, you shallow, don't really have that much to offer, really don't need nothing. And you were leeching off of my energy. What?
Hmm. Yeah, that right there. Yeah. Michael, how long have you and your wife been married? I'm curious. I want to know that.
Look, based on the picture, she looks happy too. I'm just
Yeah, she does
look,
look
you want to be fired up. There you go. You said our son is grown in Phyllis College. Now we do us. Oh, that's
okay, man.
wonderful. And
Right.
congratulations.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, that's big. Oh wow. What I'm gonna go watch that clip again and again and again and laugh and laugh.
Okay.
But at the same time, more I really am doing the work on me. Like there has to be something left that I have yet to get straightened out or conquer. I don't know. And I have to let time be that teacher for me and just pay attention to those signs because I want to make sure that I'm completely ready when it is the right time. And that's
Yeah.
real talk. I don't want to um, be part of something. I want to be what I need to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we all sit in seats and wonder, are we good enough? We all have a need and a want
Yeah,
to be loved. And it looks different for each one of us. And
right,
so it's necessary, I think, to be patient and getting to know people once you've gotten to know yourself so that you can really know if the person that's coming to the table can actually bring you
right.
what it is that you're looking for, because it's nothing like being in a relationship and you like the person but they can't give you what you need,
Hmm.
because
Right,
then that puts you in that space, and that's why people are like, oh well, I stayed for the kids, or oh well, we stayed for this, you know what I mean? You make excuses as to why you stayed rather than actually giving yourself the opportunity to grow and to blossom in the way you were meant to, because you were in the right kind of environment. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Some flowers can grow and they can be like this big, and but if you took it and you put it in a bigger pot, now all of a sudden it becomes like that. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So that, again, potential. You want to
Yeah.
talk about potential, bank on your potential and
Hmm.
make sure that the environment you put yourself in allows you to be able to grow to your fullest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boom, that should be in a book somewhere.
Well, write it. Why don't you? Why you playing around here?
I know.
Oh, no, yeah. So, y'all, we have had fun discussing taking on unnecessary projects. I refuse to do that anymore.
And
So, I have too much to do in my life, and so do you. You have too much to accomplish in your life to take on anything, whether it's in your relationships or whether it's your partnerships for business, anything. You have too much at stake to just allow connections with people, places, and things that are not going to help you achieve your goals or achieve what you desire. Because we all have desires. So I'm not going to take on anything else that's not going anywhere. I'm not going to run into any more dead ends in anything.
yeah.
So we have to be more aware of that. So we have one more or two more. The 23rd and then the third. We have two more.
Mhm.
Two more Tuesdays with you before we take our break to go and regroup and work on some things and some projects ourselves. They are necessary projects of that
Yeah.
to bring more great content and come out fresh and anew. So we're going to take that. When did we say we were coming back in September? October?
Yes. Of
September?
September.
Yeah. So we have two more Tuesdays in this month. And then we will be out until September and we'll come back in September fresh and new. Now, listen, let me go ahead and tell y'all this. Now, in this time that we out, don't y'all disappear on us. And then when we come back, we can't find you. Don't do that. Don't be,
Exactly. I was
don't.
like, and look, don't be surprised if we, host little things where it's like, hey, the first person that, shares a few episodes and, tags us on social media will end up getting, some House of Peach merch and stuff like that. Like,
Mhm.
listen, just like she said, just because, we are getting some things together, taking some time for ourselves and revamping the show doesn't mean that we are gone. So take a look out for us.
Yeah, because we still will be. I'll go live on my page from time to time. You'll go live on your page. We're going to do a training together for C sections and surgery.
Mhm.
I'm still waiting on that. I
I
am ready
know.
to teach people about C sections. Like, come on, let me get on
I
here.
I know. I'm like super ready too. So if you're down, I think Friday is free for me. So we can do Friday after you're done.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. I'm excited about that. So we have things in the works and we are getting prepared. We have our time away because we have not really had a break in a year and a half. Like we've been going strong for a year and a half. So we need to do that so it can be fresh and new. So we're going to sign out for tonight. We appreciate you joining us. We appreciate those that have commented. We appreciate those that have shared it out. We hope that we said some things tonight that have encouraged you, uplifted you, made you laugh a little bit, made you take a look at yourself a little bit more. But until next time, we will be back next Tuesday at the same time on the same platform like YouTube and 3 Facebook pages. Like, you just can't miss us. We will be on. So until then, y'all have a phenomenal evening and a great rest of your week. And we will see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, what more do you say? Coming up. Yeah. Come on.